when there's no more room in hell, the dead will walk the earth.
Yo yo, guys and dolls, you may hear the bells are calling. It's because we've got the bells of hell behind us. We've got everything from Laney, including the new IRT-X's. So it's just the best range of videos. You might notice that I'm a little bit wet as well. It's just because me and Bibby and Kurt, the new sound chap and bassist extraordinaire, have just been totally had off by Hurricane Beryl. So... Is it Beryl? Bertha, that's the girl. Anyway, she's wild and wet and ready for action. So we're going to look at a few Ibanez's in the electric range and the acoustic range. We're going to look at the Tony Iommi 412. We're going to look at the 15 watt head, the IRT Studio, and then we're going to look at the pièce de resistance, which is these IRT-X expansion cabs, which are all about making you sound just better, bigger, brighter, bassier, heavier, cleaner, just anywhere that you can put to greatness. These are what these little fellas are going to do. So we're going to look at the RG970, we're going to look at the S970, we're going to look at the AEW from the acoustic range, and we're going to look for the AEG24 Mark II, which has got a more electric friendly neck on it. So keep coming back, man. It's going to be weeks and weeks of awesome stuff. So don't comment that I've been wearing the same t-shirt or I look the same for 7 weeks, because we're going to do it all today. Marathon shoot.
Well, let's give it the ultimate test.
Oh, the biggest happy. Oh.
Woo!
So good. Right, guys, so welcome to part one of the whole IRT-X, everything you need to know about this new system. So what it basically is it's more than just an extension, it's an expansion. So you get more sound, bigger tones, better bass, higher mids, just everything you've ever wanted from a guitar tone or an FR rig, but you get to keep your original cab tone, which is just off its head. It's the first time I've ever had delay where I can play with a lot of delay and it doesn't kind of get washed away with my initial tone. It's all there all of the time. You should have seen Bibby's face when we've just played through this. So we're at the beautiful and inspiring Jam Studios today, which is not only an absolutely amazing tuitions company, but it's also an awesome space for recording and rehearsals. So we're in the main live room, which is just amazing to have a space like this somewhere near you, really, because they're very hard to come by. So a lot of recordings get done here, and they all sound super awesome. So we've been kind enough to let us just go wild here today on a ton of videos. So you're going to see me dressed like this for a while. But for me and Bib, it's just a day. For you, it might be 7 or 8 weeks. So we're going to look at the IRT-X in wet, dry, wet mode. Now, what that means is that you have got a left and a right stereo. So we've got left running the left delay or the left effect in stereo, the right running the right effect. Now, each of these bad boys are 200 watts. They've got so much going on, and they actually emulate the speaker cabinet that you're putting into them. So you get exactly the same tone as you've got in your cab coming out your speakers. Now, it doesn't have to be a Laney cab, it can be in any type of cab, and it'll emulate and kind of talk in some type of weird science to the cab load and the head load and make it completely perfect for that that application. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you first a completely dry signal, so I'm not running any delays or effects, maybe a little bit of reverb. I'm going to take out the IRT-X's and then I'm going to drop them in. While I'm doing that, we're going to look at a video of kind of how you connect these bad boys. So we're going to do that and then we'll look at how we connect these up properly. So let's just take these effects off. So I'm going to take off my reverb, I'm taking off my chorus, I'm taking off my delay. So now what you're getting is just a dry signal. Yeah, nothing on it at all. Now what we're going to do is we're going to move into playing that exact same riff, and I'm just going to bring in the IRT-X's because I can do that on this volume table. So here we are for dry, and then we're going to go into stereo. Everything. Oh, it's just so much bigger. So much bigger. Everything just gets better. Right now what we're going to do is we're going to put the effects back in. So let's just talk about how we connect this bad boy up. And this is going to replace a ton of people's rigs. It's just that simple. So the way we run it is we run it as if we were running into the effects loop of your amp. So we're going to take a feed from a send out of your effects pedal into the return, mono return of the left or right or your main IRT-X. Then we're going to come out of the IRT-X's send into the return of your pedal board. Then you're going to send the right signal out to the left input of your second IRT-X. The clever thing about this is the input is coming from your speaker out of your head into the input and then out of the load output back into your cabinet. So then you've got this complete kind of sonic loop into the IRTs, so they sound exactly the same. Plus they've got their own built-in EQ, so if you want a bit more bass in your delays or a bit more bass in your IRT, you just put the bass up. It's absolutely brilliant and it just sounds super cool. So now what we're going to do is we're going to run some effects into the loop. So some reverb, a little bit of delay, a little bit of chorus, and just see kind of how big that sounds. So they're all back into the mix now. It's just awesome. It is bathing in a sea of tone. This is with a complete wet, dry, wet rig. This was coming to the show anyway. Look at the size of those. It's ridiculous. They're tiny wee. They're not even that heavy. It's like I literally could sellotape them to my pants and have tone shorts. That's how cool they are. So that's a wet, dry, wet rig. That's exactly how you'd label it up. What you can also do as well, if you haven't got a stereo kind of effects rack, you can just take the send from your right IRT and plug it into the left IRT, and that'll do the stereo for you. What I've just decided to do in this video is run the stereo out of the pod, but you can completely do that with the IRT as well. So that's part one, wet, dry, wet. We've got a completely wet signal on the left, a completely wet signal on the right, and a dry tone in the middle. And again, just to make it clear, this is what we're getting without it. This is what we get with it.
Shit!
Completely different kettle of fish. It's going to change the world. So let's come back for part two, and we're going to look at how we run it as just a left rig. So we run your old system as a right, and we run one of these guys as a left. So see you in a week.
It's bullshit, man. This much for $1,500? From Baltimore to Kokomo, I made my score with blow.